Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the first episode of Comic Rescue. Basically, I'm going to be doing the same thing, but I'm labeling it as Comic Rescue because we're going to try to rescue this Master Comics. Now, I showed this off. I paid $12. The covers were attached by a little tiny piece, but now they're no longer attached because it wasn't worth keeping it together. So the issue that I have and what I want to do is I want to try to remove the tape because this book should not have tape on it if we're going to rescue it. Look at that. That's really tanned, huh? That's crazy. So there's different ways to remove tape. And for me, I've used solvents, I've used chemicals, water, but I want to try to maintain the color on this cover. So I am going to attempt to remove the tape with heat. So what we want to do is we want to take our time and do one piece at a time. So we're gonna try this piece right here, and we're gonna see how we can do it with a heat gun. So what I wanna do is I wanna isolate the area that we are working on, this piece, and it's gonna get a little noisy, but I'm sure you can handle the sound of the heat gun. I'm going to use it on low, and let's see what we can do. As you can see, it does take time. I do like to use my fingernail getting it up. I do see bubbling occurring, and that's good. There you go. See how it bubbled up? Okay. It's not coming up, and I may have damaged the cover with the heat. So let's see if we can get in there. I don't think the heat's gonna work. So stay tuned and let's go to round 2. Okay guys, as we saw, the heat was a failure. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try Bestine and see if this actually will work a little bit better. Now, what I like to do is let the Bestine penetrate where the tape is. And it's a slow process. We'll let it penetrate, and this is supposed to lift up or loosen the adhesive. I don't even know if that's going to work in light of the fact that this tape is so old on the pulp of the paper. But we will try it. And we will see how it will work out. We'll let that penetrate, and then we'll slowly try to lift it. My experience is you just have to be patient. And patience is the way to do it. If you rush, you're not going to get anywhere with the removal of the tape. You just have to let it penetrate and take a little piece off at a time. Whether it will work, this is very brittle paper. As I can see now, it's going to be tough to get off. There's a piece that came off now, but it's taking up the paper. So I honestly think that this paper is so brittle, this may be a situation where we're going to be unable to take off the tape without destroying the book. So stay tuned, let me let this penetrate, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, we are back. And there has been a turnaround in events. So I let the cover soak in the Bestine. So what happened was the piece of tape that I started heating up, it came loose. So you just have to be patient, and I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but we are taking off the tape with minimum loss of color or material. So it is working. So basically you just have to be patient, and it's something that could be done if you just take your time. So what I need to do is stay on target, try for a little piece at a time, and I'll be able to get it off, hopefully, without removing pieces of the cover. So there you go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the video off, the camera, And then I'm going to do this slow, tedious process until I get the tape off. And then I'll show you how the results came out. But if I filmed me doing this, we would be filming for about 2 hours. So again, more Bestine, maybe a little bit more heat, and the whole process probably will take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours to take this tape off. So stay tuned, YouTube. Okay, guys, I finished removing the tape from this Master Comics, but I just want to say this is one of the most difficult tape removals that I encountered. The pages of the book were so brittle that it was very difficult to remove the tape without cracking the cover and removing pieces and having color pull. So unfortunately, it did happen in certain areas. But what I did successfully achieve was my main goal was to keep Captain Marvel Jr.'s face intact, which I was able to do, plus the 2 skulls on the skull cover. Now I tried to remove the tape first by using heat, then by using solvents, and basically by doing all of the tricks in my arsenal. None of it was working. So what I essentially wound up doing was I soaked the cover in citrus oil. And citrus oil loosens adhesive, old adhesive, and it worked. I was able to at least have some type of lubricant so I can use my number 10 blade. This is a number 10 blade for an X-Acto knife, and get under the tape and slowly peel it up. So right now, the next step is we have to remove the oil from the cover. And the way I'm gonna do it is like you're making chicken cutlets. You put it between 2 paper towels. And then we're gonna let it absorb into the paper towels, and we'll change the paper towels frequently. Then what I will do is I will sprinkle a coat of methyl cellulose over the cover, dried methyl cellulose, and I will work it into the book. And then what that will do is it will absorb as much oil as it could, sort of like kitty litter, or when you're working on cars and if you put Speedy Dry on oil, if you drop oil on your concrete driveway or whatnot, it will absorb the oil. So then after we do that, then I have a few pieces of tape I have to work on in the back cover. And then after that, what I'm going to do in the next series or the next chapter in Comic Rescue is we're going to clean the cover with an aqueous bath. We're going to de-acify it, but before we de-acify it, we're going to try to remove all of the oil from the cover, and then we will stick it in the bath, and then we will clean it, and then we'll do leaf casting and all the other good stuff. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining me on the first chapter of Comic Rescue. Take care, YouTube.